Okay.
Hmm. So you have some physical adjusting to the energy going on.
I think that's what it is. I wanted to check unless it was stress. I'm just not sure.
And go through your experience again here.
Laying down to put my head on the pillow, closing my eyes, and a sense of dizziness. Just for a minute, I'll open my eyes, reorient, and then I'm okay after that. It's just this sense of dizziness for a minute.
So it is to relax into that. You can prop yourself up a little bit to make sure you're in a stable position and just relax into the experience because as you're becoming more energetically aware, it's a lot more easy for you to sort of explore the out of body experience. And you have the stability within the inner energy that it's easier for you to make that awareness, to have that awareness. So don't freak out during that process. Just allow yourself to relax more and more into it and just let the experience go where it will.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, I'm good with that. Thank you. That helps for sure.
And it is in the resistance of that process that any sort of negative experiences would come about.
Ah, okay. Right.
Whether it be physical or energetic or whatever you want to call it, this is something that you're calling, this is an experience that you're calling to yourself. So you just have to relax into it and allow whatever may come will come. And you'll have an integration process. It will be very enjoyable.
Oh, okay, cool. Good. Yeah, I wasn't freaking out. I was just noticing that when it was recurring, that it felt like an energetic, something energetic was happening, and I just wasn't sure. So now I know, and yeah, I'll just go with it. Just go with it. And that does relate to this kind of expansive state of feeling or feeling expansive. Um, this sort of beyond boundaries. I think we were talking about that last time. And this, I want to say this kind of um, knowing that there is nothing to fear. I want to call it kind of like an emptiness, the sense of, I think the Buddhists call it the void, but I don't know that that's exactly what it is that I'm experiencing. But there is a sense of emptiness. It's sort of like let everything kind of just kind of fade away and be in a very nice place of peace.
You are enjoying it, yes?
Yeah. Hmm. Yeah.
And so that is going to fill in with all of the information, all of the new ideas that are going to propel you into action and reignite that desire to go forward. But as we were speaking at the beginning of this, you can't push it.
You can't push it. Yeah. No,
You relax deeper and relax deeper and deeper and deeper. And from that, you'll start to feel inspiration streaming through. From that, the new ideas will reveal themselves. And just again, let the process unfold. Enjoy it. Picture yourself on almost a roller coaster or on a ride if you enjoy that. And a little tour, and you're just being driven and moved through this. And if you start to resist it, you're putting the brakes on the process. But if you're allowing it to continue, it will continue to unfold for you and bring you into these new vistas and new experiences. And that is the process. That is what we've been always talking about. That's what we're always referring to and sort of showing you how to practice yourself into that process of allowing the unfolding to continue because you have the intention, you have the clarity, you know that you want to connect to the inner energy and you know that you want it to express through you. You're not entering these states to escape anything. You're not doing it because you want to remove desire or anything like that. But what you're experiencing is the coming into fruition of your thoughts and your ideas as you maintain that process. It's just really enjoyable, isn't it?
It is. It's very peaceful, very pleasant. Very
And
pleasant.
many people who are still in the throes of physical reality would say, this is such a waste of time, or I just received this inspiration. I have to put it into action right now. And that is very much the opposite of what we're encouraging you to do. We're encouraging you to allow yourself to go deeper and deeper and deeper and deeper and deeper into that experience, so that sinking into that enjoyment. And then when it is time to take action, there will be no doubt within yourself, because you are being inspired, you are being uplifted, you are being energized into that experience.
I appreciate you saying that, Joseph. That's really helpful right now. I feel this sense of wanting to serve and wanting to share and wanting to, kind of bring this new paradigm forward. And I know that it's my unique way, my unique expression, and I'm comfortable in that. But what I'm not comfortable in is um, kind of sharing that with other people, because I realize that it's scary to put myself out there, not because I expect people to, love me or anything like that, but because it feels a little bit like an unknown. And while I trust, there's this kind of weird things that happens. I completely trust in the energy now. I am whole hog, around this energy. Um, but I don't understand why this fear of like being out there, like people are going to think I am loony, or or they aren't going to be able to relate to it. And again, I know that's not my business, but that is my fear. So
So you're
um,
recognizing it,
yeah,
and we're not here to talk endlessly about it until you get into resolution.
I know.
But you have that energy coming forward. It's all on the cusp of being expressed into physical reality. And then you just have this thin film of belief that is just preventing it. And so that is why many times it is spoken, feel the fear and do it anyway,
Yeah,
because it really is such a small amount of
yeah,
resistance.
yeah.
But it's just like a water balloon. Yes, it is a thin film, but it is enough to hold things back. And so that's why it has been spoken of, to feel the fear and do it anyway, to have that courage, because as you go forward, your action can compensate to sort of get you through that
Oh, right.
last hump. Now, if it was a ton of resistance, if it was an entire belief system, if it was a great span of distance that you saw yourself needing to traverse, you would feel taking action and feel that it is simply impossible. And so that's when we would encourage you to get back into the energy. And so it's just having that confidence, that belief in your ability to make it happen, that then just pushes you over that last little hump. And
Right.
it again is like a roller coaster, because you're going up, going up, going up, going up, going up, and you can sort of see yourself about to teeter over the edge into the new rush of energy, but you don't know what's on the other side. And so that is what is keeping you stuck right there in that sort of feeling of mounting suspense.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
that mounting suspense, it's just going to get greater and greater and greater and greater until it becomes so intolerable that you take that leap and move forward, or you sink back. But there is so much pressure, there is so much intention, there is so much forward energy that is moving you forward in this experience, that
Hmm.
you cannot go back.
Hmm. Is that I cannot go back. You're
You
absolutely
cannot.
right. I cannot. No, there's no way. So I keep looking at all these opportunities to really, um, just peel another layer, move forward, take a step. And I usually I usually find a step that I am, excited about taking, and I take it, and it feels really good. Um, but I guess that the other piece of this is there's there's no good belief. There's no belief that I have that I I I am totally in with the idea that we are these energetic beings who attract, who create our reality, who like I know it front and back. And there's no belief that I have that I cannot at this point kind of hold on to, because the energy, the truth comes through and always dissolves it or moves me forward, or I evolve, whatever you want to say. So that feels really good. And yet I look at the reality of where I am, and I think that's what gets me caught up. I look at my day to day and I say, oh, but I'm
We're
still.
listening to you very patiently
Okay.
while you're doing exactly what we want to tell you to not do. In other words, you're trying to rationalize, you're spinning about, you're talking yourself back and forth into all of these things. And that is the back and forth that you do throughout the day that doesn't allow the final piece to fall into place. It is this hesitation. It is this, in other words, it really is the hesitation and the lack of just going forward and doing it. But you are explaining that to yourself in all sorts of ways that just keeps your foot on the brake just a little bit longer. And so you're doing it here with us, and you're sort of talking us through your thoughts and then going back and trying to explain it and trying to
Yeah.
explain it. And we
Yeah.
say, yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
But what are you trying to do? Because in the moment that you're doing that, we want you to remember that you are offering an energy. In the moment that you just offer, in other words, you're not describing an energy that's out there that you have to work on. You're not describing to us an energy that you are dealing with during the day, but not all the time or whatever. You're doing it right now. And so how does it feel? You know that it is still feeling like that, sort of tiptoeing around. It feels like trying to play it safe, but what you're really doing is just keeping yourself moving back and forth and back and forth and back and forth.
Yeah. Yeah. I agree with you. I agree with you.
And so now you have two paths you can choose. It's an and or a but. So I agree with you, but it's going to take you on that path. Or I agree with you, and is going to build that energy forward. So this is the choice that you have at all times. And we're asking you right here, right now, what do you choose?
I agree with you. And I want to move beyond this. And I intend to release this. And I intend to let it go, surrender it. And
In
I
other words,
intend.
still just on the cusp because you're still talking about it. I'm going to release it. I'm going to get over it.
That's
I'm going to
true.
win against it.
That's true.
So do it now. Let it go. Forget about it. And
And I'm free. I'm free. And I am the me that I want to be. I am. I am. I am. I don't know what else to say. It feels like I am through that. It's gone. It's like, yeah, I can step into this new place. I am in this new place. It
tell us
feels
about the place.
it feels more like love, more like acceptance, more like let it go, more like, hey, wide field, um, open vista, yeah, clarity. That feels much better.
Mm.
Yeah,
And so that's the energy. That's the place you relax into. And then the inspiration starts coming, and
yeah,
then the new ideas start coming, and that's when you can take action. And that is when your action is going to be effective. Not kind of effective, but very effective.
yeah. No, that's true. That's true. It's a really good point. It's almost though like not forgetting, but um, going beyond, or in a way, it's like you're using this analogy, you know, and this the denouement, or the resolution on the other side, is this feeling of expanse and openness and new. That's the new feeling. Um, and every day to be in that place, I think what it is, it's a practice, because the other is a habit. So what I'm doing is I'm practicing anew. I'm practicing.
Exactly.
Yeah. Mhm.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. Okay.
So what you do is get yourself familiar with the feeling of it.
Yeah.
And when you practice the feeling of it, then the thoughts will be coming as well. And when you practice the thoughts of it, then the actions are going to come as well, and so on and so forth.
That's right.
That is how you make that transition. And you know this because you have done it many
Yeah.
times.
Yeah. 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 And I'm not going to berate myself for backsliding, but um, and it can be new every day. It can be new. There's an expression that I heard today, actually. Someone was saying that they're just sort of blipping along. They're just blip, 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 just kind of every day, whatever comes up, they're just moving through it and kind of accepting it, doing what they're inspired to do, and go forward. And I don't know why I think that that is, uh, I guess it's a belief that I have, that that's not of value. And I think maybe that's more of value
It is.
than trying to sort through you know, all the reasons why I'm not, getting to where I want to be.
All you can do is your next step. All you can take action. All that you need to, all that you can do, all that you can do is take
Mhm.
your next step.
Yeah. Yep.
Now, are you in the place where you're receiving the next step? That's what we talk about here. That's what we try to talk you into getting into that energetic state to allow that to be. That's what meditation is for. That's what practicing and getting familiar with the energy is for, so that you can become receptive to that next step. And that's when you take action upon it. Now, if you have a belief, if you have a doubt about that process, then that's when things get a little mixed up. If you don't believe that you can receive the inspiration, it's going to be a drudge for you to receive the inspiration. If you don't believe that you have to, or you don't believe that you're able to take action upon that inspiration that comes, then you reach another little hurdle. But you just take it as it comes, and the energy continues to flow, and it will flow as far as you allow it. And that's when you recognize what we'd call an outer limit, but it's just a temporary thing that you've set up. Then you release that, and then the energy flows and it's flowing, and then the next thing comes up. And so it is a beneficial process. You're just getting into that momentum, you're getting into the familiarity with the energy and with the process.
Yeah.
That's
Moment.
all you can do. And that's all that you're going to be given, because you're not going to be given more than you can handle. You're not going to be Your non-physical guidance isn't going to give you this long checklist that you have to get all figured out. It's just going to give you, here's what you can do now. Here's what you can do today. Here's what you can do in this moment. And as you follow that,
Hmm.
you have to zoom out. You have
Hmm.
to accept that that is all that you can do. In other words, a bricklayer is going to lay the bricks one at a time. They're
Hmm.
not trying to build the roof while they're still building the foundation.
Hmm. Hmm. Yeah. No, good. It's good. I noticed that I was getting angry yesterday, especially yesterday, around why aren't things like the way that I, want them to be? And um, I keep envisioning them and I keep believing in them and I keep, so I was doing this, kind of resistance thing. And I had this moment of just like, you know what do I truly, truly want? And I truly want to be a conduit, a vessel for love, for good. I want to share that beautiful energy. I know how to do that. It's all in me. It's all here. It's all with me. I am that. And that's what I want to do. And so I said, you know, I know what it is that I want. And it's beautiful. And I appreciate it. And I love myself for it. And I can feel it. It's like I can feel this beautiful energy. And everything changed at that moment. I wasn't angry anymore. I wasn't resentful. I wasn't, feeling sorry for myself. So I can feel the difference in what you're saying. Like, yes. And follow practicing that. I think practicing that for me may be the real sort of way that I want to go now. I want to just practice this more and more and more. And I think that becoming the priority, is how I see myself
And so
evolving.
that is what you talk about to others. That is what you
Yeah,
share with others.
yeah,
That
yeah.
is your path. That is the path.
That is the path. Yeah, yeah, mhm,
That's the work.
yeah, yeah. So, yeah. So when I think about that, when I was thinking about, you know, how would I like to do this? What would be joyful in doing that and practicing this sense of love flowing through me, of being this, vehicle for this love? What does that look like for me? And I thought about, certainly, my appreciation for nature, finding time to, breathe in the fresh air and be outside, dancing, writing, talking to people about it, even inspired to put together like a little, from the heart kind of checklist. Um, Talking with people who are kind of on the same wavelength, like all of these really happy, like they really excited me. They started to make me think, oh yeah, this is a life. This is a life I can live. so, and that was kind of the next step. That was it. And I was content, satisfied with that, feeling really good, feeling that high energy. Yeah, yeah, and but then I did that little backslide that we were talking about before. So coming back into that place, I think the way to get back into this is come back into that momentum, gain that momentum again, listen to some beautiful music, um, you know, dream about, a beautiful place that I enjoy being. Think about, I mean, that's all the joy, right? That's all that blipping along.
That's it. That's how you get into the place. And
Yeah.
then you get into that wonderful place, and that is when you share a video. That is when you record something. That is when you, in other words, that is the process that you're sharing with others.
Yeah. Thank you.
And then you just say, if you'd like to work with me, if you'd like to be guided by me, you can visit me here.
Yeah. Thank you. Yeah, that is it. Thank you for making it
Truly.
easier for me to find that place. I mean, really, I can feel your support and your love and guidance with this. And um, yeah, and it's just part of the whole process, I suppose, but it's wonderful.
We see for you so much that you've built. We see so much momentum and so much change and so much possibility. And then we see it being withheld. And we see it being withheld from others, and we see it being withheld in its expression through you. And that's the action. That's when the action comes in.
Hmm.
Just getting you over that last little hump to share it with others. And once you do that, you're a magnet.
Yeah. Yeah.
And most will not speak of this because it sort of scares people away from these teachings in some cases. But the universe will give back to you what you offer. So you have to take that action in order to receive
Mm,
action back.
mm, mm.
And you've tried it the other way, where
Mhm,
you sort
yes.
of put the action off and put the action off and say, this opportunity, it's not good enough, or this, it's not quite right for me. In
Right.
other words,
Yeah.
and that is what keeps you repeating the same things over and over and over and over again, which leads you to despondency, which leads you to frustration, because the inner energy is wanting to express in a more grand and creative way, but you're sort of spinning your wheels, and you can feel the frustration and the lack of momentum. And then you want to blame all sorts of things around you for keeping you stuck in this place. And we say you just have to go for it. You just have to take that action. You just have to put yourself out there and do it over and over and over and
Mhm.
over again, because it is a universal law. That is a universal law in terms of how things will come forward, is you have to take that inspired action in order to be compensated in direct proportion every time.
Thank you. Yeah. Thank you.
Indeed.
That makes total sense.
But you can't wait for the opportunity to take itself through you for then you just put yourself out there.
Yeah. 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 I'm hearing you, and I'm hearing you, and I am in alignment with that. I'm in sync with that. I'm in sync with that because I think that I've seen how I have been holding myself back. And so and I'm not afraid to, like, it's crazy. I'm not afraid to get on YouTube or whatever. I've done it. That's not the issue. Um, but you did hit on what the issue was, and that is that it just wasn't right. It's like not perfect. It's not like, I think I have to have it all mapped out first. And I know you've told me that I need to allow it to come forward while I'm doing it, while I'm out there, rather
In other
than,
words, that's just an excuse that you can give yourself for not taking action.
yeah, it is an excuse. It is. So, yeah,
And we don't want to push or to cajole or demean your process in any way, because
no,
you're going to have that expression in one way or another. It's going to come about, but the opportunities have been drawn to you. In other words, you just mentioned YouTube. You know that there are opportunities available to you,
yeah, yeah, I've got a YouTube channel.
but the lack of action is coming from a fear of that it won't pan out. And if this doesn't pan out, then what do I have? What do I have left? You see, and and that fear is always going to keep it at arm's length.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. And yet I know and trust that this isn't just about me, the ego self. It's also about my connection to inner energy and the life, the love that's coming through me. So that is what keeps inspiring me, keeps motivating me, keeps bringing me back to this place. um, yeah. And my love for that and my desire to um, just watch that soar, um, that feels really good. So,
And you are at a time in your development as all humans, this is the best time for you ever.
yeah.
Because all you have to do is push a button.
Right. That's right. It's true. Got a good camera going, just push a button. Yeah. Well, thank you, Joseph.
Very
That
much so.
really was what I wanted to get at today with our session. So, um, I just ask for your continued, like, being with me and helping me through, but I know that you are. So thank you.
Very much so. Take the action.
Got it. I'm going to do it.
Good. And then once you get over that hump and you take the action, you'll see all of this preparation that you've been doing is just going to allow it to flow so easily.
Yeah. Yeah, I can feel that too. Thank you.
Very much so.
Okay. I'm
Anything
good.
else here?
No, I'm good. Thank you so much.
We are complete. Hey.
Hey, Aaron.
Hi.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you.
It's awesome. So
Nice.
awesome. Like, do you ever get like so like this energy coming through me? It's so wonderful, so amazing, so powerful. So
Like in the moment that it's flowing, it just feels like the most relaxed thing. Like I don't even know that it's happening. If that, it's hard to describe. It's just like very like whatever. And then I'll go back and watch or listen and be like, wow.
whoa. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I'm
Because it
feeling
is just about that like relaxing
yeah.
that they're talking about.
Yeah, they were talking and I've definitely been able to get into that deeper, deeper space. And I'm gonna continue to do that. But I think the big thing I got out of today was just, I can go with this. There's no, really, there's no reasons why I can't. So, yeah.
Go for it.
I'll let you know how it goes.
Yeah. Well, actually, that's